Today we're going to be going over the top 5 exercises for throw power and arm strength. Now this first exercise, you guys are going to need a medicine ball, and this medicine ball is going to help add some resistance to the rotation that we need as a quarterback to generate some power. So I'm just going to give you a quick breakdown of throwing mechanics, and then we'll get into this exercise. So like whenever you throw a football and you're trying to throw this ball with velocity, trying to throw it far, you take a step to the target, you keep some weight loaded on your back leg, your shoulders rotate back, but what brings your shoulders and your arm through? It's not just your arms, right? That's gonna make you're gonna be capped out at the amount of power that you have, and it's gonna cause a flawed release point if you're dipping your head, pulling your shoulder down. You need to rotate. The stride gets down, we rotate my shoulders back, and my hips, my core, and my weight transfer from my back leg bring the upper half through, and that creates a whipping effect, kind of like a baseball swing, to help us get power on the ball. So this drill, this exercise serves as resistance through that to make that rotation a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, and a little bit more explosive so we can get more distance on my throws. So you need a medicine ball for this, like I said. You're gonna hold this medicine ball here, and honestly, this medicine ball is 10 pounds. If you wanna go maybe a little heavier to 12, I don't think you need to go more than 12. If you're on the younger side of things, 6 to 8 pounds can also work. But you're gonna be here, your front foot's gonna be grounded like you've already taken a step, your weight's gonna be on your back leg, you're gonna rotate back with the medicine ball, and then you're going to shoot through with your core and let go of this thing as hard as you can and as explosive as you can. We only wanna do about 3 sets of 5 to 6 reps because we were trying to emphasize the quick twitch of that motion and give all out effort when I'm shooting that medicine ball through. So again, 5 to 6 reps of that. I'm gonna show you how it should look full speed. You're better off doing this up against a wall, throwing it and then catching it off of the wall. If you don't have a wall, you can do it at a field just like this. You're just gonna have to go get the medicine ball. Now, before we show that exercise full speed, fellas, if you're a quarterback and you would like a daily workout schedule that you can follow, 8 weeks of gym workouts specifically for quarterbacks, just like this medicine ball exercise that we were talking about, and on-field throwing drills with a 2-month schedule or put into a 2-month schedule specifically for quarterbacks, check out that very first link in the description below for our elite quarterback training package. Again, it's 2 months of gym workouts, field workouts. We give you the exact sets and reps and an example of each drill and exercise. So guys, very first link in that description below. Let's get back to this video. Now this next exercise is to work on upper body mobility. Now you're probably wondering, how does upper body mobility play a role into arm strength, into throw power and throw velocity? So whenever we throw, like we talked about, you take a front stride to the target that you're trying to throw to. What do your shoulders have to do? They have to rotate back. This position right here where my shoulders are back, my weight is loaded on my back leg. And when we do this, I'll explain this in a second. I'm gonna turn a little bit so you guys can see this better. But we step and my shoulders go back. This position is called dissociation. Dissociation is what leads to a concept called torque, aka that like whip, that hip drive that we already talked about, whipping the arm through. That's considered torque. A lot of baseball hitters need to have torque to be able to hit the ball far, and a lot of quarterbacks need torque to be able to throw it far and throw it hard, right? So a lot of guys, they're so stiff up top that they can't get to that dissociation. They're so tense that when they take a step, they try to rotate back, but they physically can't because they lack upper body mobility. So this is a great exercise to help us with that. So all you're gonna do is you need the same medicine ball. If you don't have a medicine ball, or maybe it's a little bit too hard for you with the medicine ball, you could do this exercise and just simply cross your hands across your chest and put your elbows right on your rib cage. But the medicine ball makes it harder. So you're gonna balance on your throwing side foot, and you're gonna do this. We're starting on the throwing side foot. You wanna work this on both sides, but you're gonna hold this medicine ball tight to your chest. You're gonna have a slight lean forward and lunge into this leg, and you are going to rotate and turn this medicine ball away from your knee. Then you're going to come back, and you're trying to keep your head still while you perform this exercise. Then you're gonna rotate again and then come back. So you should feel this a little bit in your leg, working on a little bit of single leg stability, but also you should feel this in like your torso, your obliques, because we're working on that upper body mobility, so I could separate that from my lower half for power. So we wanna do about 2 sets of 10 reps on each leg. Gonna show you how this should look full speed. Now this next exercise is going to be another medicine ball throw exercise. So you need a med ball for this obviously, but it's going to be from a lunge position to work on that dissociation concept. Remember, separating your upper body from your lower body. So it works a little bit on mobility, but it also works on having that explosion from that separation position. So you're going to be in a lunge. You're going to lunge solely on your throwing side foot. You're obviously going to work this on both sides, but I'm going to show it on the throwing side foot because I feel this is the more important side. But you're in a perfect 90-degree lunge. You're going to have this medicine ball, and what you're you're gonna do is you're gonna hold this lunge, you're gonna rotate into the lunge leg. The goal is to try to keep my shin completely straight. Don't let that knee cave in. But we're keeping the shin straight, you're rotating back, keeping your head forward, and then you're going to shoot through and let go of the medicine ball. It is very important anytime we're doing any type of medicine ball throw exercise. And guys, if you were to do this the other side with your left leg, you would be here and rotate into the left leg and then shoot through. It's important we work both sides, you guys, but the throwing side foot is the more important side. We're gonna be doing 3 sets of 8 reps on each leg, but like I said, anytime we're doing medicine ball throwing exercise, it's so important that we throw this thing as hard as we can, because when we throw this thing with velocity, you're not ripping through with your arms as hard as you can, but you're trying to drive your hips and transfer your weight from your legs as hard as you can. So we need to replicate that type of muscle fiber when I'm doing this type of drill. I take a step to the target, I'm trying to shoot through with my lower half to whip my arm through, so that's how I need this to be. So we're gonna show you how this exercise should look, full speed. Now fellas, we just released our 2025 quarterback and wide receiver training camp tour. So if you guys would like to train with us this offseason for 2 full days, we're coming out to 15 different cities all across the US. So check out that second link in the description below to see if we're coming to a city near you and you could sign up to train with us. Every single one of our camps in 2024 sold out within 2 to 3 months. So we are releasing our schedule early right now in July so you guys can get access, be able to sign up and work with myself and my staff. So guys, second link in that description below. Hope we can see you out there. Now this next drill is going to be something called PVC Hitch Swings. Now the reason why we do this is to help quarterbacks keep their weight back while they take a stride on a throw where they have to hitch up on, like a deep ball. So the reason why we do, and if you don't have a PVC pipe, you can do this with like a baseball bat. Honestly, any type of object that's long, you do it with a stick if you want, if you don't have a PVC pipe or a baseball bat. But you're going to see why we're doing this in a second, because it's going to be like a baseball swing. And remember, like we mentioned, a baseball swing and how quarterbacks throw, at least how they generate power, is very, very similar. So a lot of quarterbacks, let's say I'm throwing like a deep post. I get to the top of my drop, a lot of quarterbacks will hitch up, they'll get to a good base, their weight will be back, but when this front foot gets down, because it's a further throw and they got to feel like they put more on it, they will push off of their back foot and all of their body weight shifts forward. And when all your body weight shifts forward, what can I do? Those first 3 drills that we were working on was working on that concept of dissociation. But when all your weight's already transferred to this front leg, you physically can't rotate your shoulders back, so you throw and the hip and the leg get left behind, and that's a big source of power for me, right? So when we throw, we want to take a step to the target, but I want to try to keep my weight back. Pretend you have a flashlight on your knee, and that flashlight wants to stay pointed towards the sideline. So now my shoulders can go back because my weight's back, and then my hips can fire through before, creating that whipping effect. Now, a lot of guys, if they just try to work on that when they throw, it's hard for them to get it down, especially if they love to push. So that's why we use the PVC pipe or the baseball bat, because when you're hitting a baseball, suddenly everybody has a good sequence. If you're in the batter's box, especially you guys that play baseball can relate to this, a pitch comes, you don't step to the pitcher and have all your weight, because then you got nothing on the bat, right? You step to the pitcher and you keep the bat back here, and you keep your weight back, so you could shoot through and that bat has some whip to it, which is how we get power. You got to think of your throws just like that. And we do this off of the hitch, as that's usually when guys push forward. So all you're going to do is have this PVC pipe here, you're going to hitch up, it's going to be left, right, swing. Now, again, if you're a lefty, it would be right, left, swing. You're here, left, right, swing, and shoot through. And it forces us to stay back. You don't want to swing like a baseball player. You want to bring the leg through like you're actually throwing a football. But at the end of the day, guys, it's about weight distribution, separation, and not having your weight transfer too early. So I'm going to show you how this should work, or how this should look full speed. And you want to do 2 sets of 10 reps on this exercise. Now this next exercise is going to be something called a straight jacket throw. So a straight jacket, like a normal straight jacket, is like what they put crazy people in so they can't use their arms, right? So your arms are like literally trapped against your rib cage. That's how I want you to be on this drill, because we're gonna work on my lower body, bringing the upper body through. It works on that separation, that dissociation, and my hips whipping the shoulders through. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna be in a base, your arms are gonna be crossed, your weight's gonna be loaded on this back leg about 70-30. And what you're gonna do is these elbows gotta stay tight to your rib cage, guys. When you take a step to the target, you're gonna rotate your shoulder back slightly with the left shoulder as the foot gets down. But when I do that, where do you think your weight wants to stay? Back. We don't wanna push through, because then I can't do this drill, and it's gonna be just all upper half swinging through. We gotta stay back. I tell guys, stay stacked. Head, knee, and foot are stacked on top of each other in a column. You step, your shoulders go back, and then you transfer your weight to bring the shoulders through. And the shoulders just swing through, because that's how we ultimately want to throw. I take a step, shoulders go back, and the hips bring this through. So again, you're gonna be here. We're working 20 reps of this exercise. Arms across, step, and hips bring us through. Gonna show you how this should look full speed.